I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm throwing
It
stuff
says we're
around.
live, but I don't have the stream up, so I can't really tell.
Waiting for OverDose.
It says it's live.
I'm checking now.
Yes, we are.
Yep. Okay.
Yay!
Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Travis from OverDose Vapes. Thanks for joining us. Everybody's going to be pouring in here, I'm sure. So we got Yeti back, thank God. You know, he was off for a couple weeks, and we're really happy to have him back. It wouldn't be the same without him. So, hello. And
Muted, Yeti.
It's great to be back too, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, man, we were fucking worried about you, bud. You know, a couple weeks without you, we start to worry about the Yeti. Thought maybe a hunter got you.
Nah, you can't keep me away too long.
Well, thank God for that. And then we have Paul Hessian, and we also have Nikki B. So yeah, last week we were with a fucking fiasco. My computer crashed on me like 4 times, and then the last time I actually got back to the stream, there were still people in chat and they couldn't hear me. And at that point, I was just like, I'm done. I just can't. I'm not. I was so stressed out. And if you look at the thumbnail for last week's show, it's just me sitting there with my hat off, and I just look so bummed. And that's exactly how I felt at the moment. I was really, really bummed. So, but I did a practice stream today on my second YouTube channel for an hour and a half, and everything was fine. So hopefully we're gonna be fine now.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I can't handle that kind of stress. It really freaks me out. So it was not a good week.
Imagine doing that about 4 times a week.
Nope. I'd fucking kill myself.
That screenshot in chat where I edited the title where it said "Nope Live."
Yeah, that's how it felt. That's how it felt. Like they're just like YouTube saying, "No, we're not gonna let you do it."
Nah.
Tommy Vapors in the house. Yep. So yeah, we got a bunch of people in chat. We got Tommy Vapors, RM Vapes, John Mueller, Nate 38, Nate 38, Caliber. We got Rin Vapes. And Rin, just so you know, your package did go out. Your bottle of Vape Tasia's Killer Custard with Strawberry finally went out, as well as Rosa Pooney's bottles of liquid went out, and Shane, your cotton went out as well. So sent out the last of the packages that I needed to send out.
I'll probably be doing that very soon too.
It's a total pain. It's so expensive too. Just to send like a manila envelope with a package of Angry Rabbit cotton in it. It cost me $2.36 to send that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's cotton. It weighs nothing. You know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You're paying for the postal service to screw up.
Yep.
Yeah, and this the ones that
especially if it's Yeti sending it out.
Yeah.
Hey man,
count on that.
If it's any kind of vape stuff, they're gonna fuck you up. I had to send Rosa Pooney these juices here because the first package I sent her didn't get there.
I believe it.
No, I mean definitely. So now I'm really careful about keeping the tracking numbers.
Yeah.
And so I have the receipt here just in case something that doesn't happen. I can fucking look them up.
Yeah, it's like
about, go ahead. Yeah.
Nope.
No, I'm just saying 2 things about any interpersonal vape mail. It's always tracking and transparency, regardless, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've gone off many times because of the month of June.
Yeah.
That was my busiest and best month that I ever had through the entirety of Yeti Wire. But at the same time, it was also my worst because of what happened with the Postal Service.
Right.
They probably about 50%, probably about 40% of the packages that went out were fucked up in one way or another. I had to replace so many orders. I think I had to replace a total of 10 orders by the time it was over with. I had to replace 10 orders because not because of me, because of the Postal Service. If I do something and fuck up, I'll just bite the bullet and admit it. But when it's on the Postal Service, it just pisses me off, because my thing is, because I've got the customer's money, and every penny that anybody earns is precious. I know, you know, and for them to choose to spend it at Yeti Wire means something to me. That's very, very important to me. But then for something to happen out of my hands, like with the Postal Service or whatever, that just pisses me off, because they're without their product, and ultimately I'm basically having to rebuild it or dip it, you know, get into my stock and send it again, because of whatever the freaking Postal Service did. You know, it's bullshit.
And the little profit that you're making, once you start having to double up on orders and shit, I mean, you're just cutting what little that Yeti's making. I mean, unfortunately, it starts to really cut into that, which is not what anybody wants, you know. And as a businessman, I'm sure that you totally, you know, like you were saying, there's this responsibility once you get somebody's money, that you just want to make sure that they feel good about the whole experience.
Right.
And you know, the Postal Service really makes that hard sometimes. So
exactly.
Unfortunately,
that's what I was saying. I mean, it's like basically through no fault of my own, I've probably lost customers, you know, because of what went down with them. I mean, I've had to even totally I have to go to a different town now to mail my shit. I can't go to the one that's 6 blocks down the road. I have to go to a different town because they're so incompetent.
Yeah, I had to really ask the mailman that I have. We've worked really hard to get him up to speed on everything, and taking care of him, giving him presents and all that kind of stuff, which you shouldn't have to do, but we do, you know, and just to like, make sure that we get, you know, taken care of really well. But then he's not working every day. I mean, they have days off, they take vacations, and then you get stuck with the replacements who have no fucking idea what they're doing.
Oh god, yeah.
And
I had to like, even for our regular mail, our mail delivery guy, he's retired from the military. No, he's an older gentleman. He takes as much vacation time as he fucking can, you know, like. But the idiot that fills in for him doesn't want to walk up my driveway to put the mail in the mailbox, so he'll dump it in the front door. But he'll dump it in the front door that doesn't lead to the in-law apartment, so it's in there for weeks before we like, why haven't we gotten the fucking mail in like a couple of days? And it's in there. So I actually had to put labels out, all deliveries including mail to side of house, and then on the next door, keep going, dickbag. You know?
What I learned is that getting upset with them, it never fucking ends well for us. Like, I can get mad at them, and I can fucking cuss at them and throw something at them, but it's just next time they come, they're just gonna go, oh, Travis Meeks.
Oh, this asshole.
Yeah.
They will hold grudges because they are just people, you know, and I get it. And I get it, kind of like, you know, you're replacing somebody's route, you don't know the route, especially with our apartments. It's we have 3 different addresses all in one apartment complex. It's 602, 604, and 606, and we all have A through G's. And so it's like they can just put it in the wrong A, and then I have to go knock on my neighbor's door and be like, hey, did you get a package for me? You know, like, and sometimes people are shady, and they will get your package and they will keep it. And they don't even know what the fuck it is, you know? They're like, oh, it's something from Amazon, I'm gonna keep this.
That's absolutely true.
And once they open it, it's not like they're gonna bring it to you and go, oh, hey, I opened your package and I don't want what's inside, so I'm gonna give it back to you. They'll throw it away. They'll just toss it,
Yeah. See, the thing about that is, I understand about taking to the postal, your mail carrier. I totally get that. But see, the thing is here is they alternate here. We, up to about 3 months ago, we had the world's best mail carrier. This dude, he delivered our mail. It was at my house every day, no later than 9:30. Usually it was here about 8:45 to 9 o'clock every single day, every day. Well, and also if I wasn't here and I needed to sign for something, he would just take it to my wife's work because he knew that
That's dope.
Well, he was the mail carrier for them too, so he was like, well, since I'm here, sign for this, and I'll just leave it with you. So see, that was cool, you know. And but he's moved or transferred or whatever, and now we've got somebody that doesn't know shit, you know, and he doesn't get here till like 3:30.
I can't handle that. My grandma's mail carrier doesn't get to her apartments excuse me, until 6 o'clock at night every fucking day. And I'm like, I would freak out. I would so freak out. The ones that we get now, our original mail carrier when I came here, he was like just same as the one you're describing. He was really good. But then he retired, and like they had a big retirement party. He invited us because we were like really took care of that guy. And the new guy who's in is really young, but we've trained him really well. But then there's everybody else. It just sucks. It doesn't take a genius to work for the post office, unfortunately. You know, I was actually thinking about becoming a mailman because it's not great money or anything, but they have a great retirement program. I mean, you get like this federal government retirement package, which I would love to do that. So.
Yep. That's why I was looking at them too.
Yeah. Because where I work right now, I make pretty good money. I mean, really nothing, but I make pretty good money for me. And but there's no retirement, you know, at all.
Right.
And that's going to be an issue for me later on. So.
Yeah, it's funny when you get the older you get. It used to the retirement package is like, what? Who cares? I don't need that. Just give me more, you know, more rate of pay or something.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like, wait a minute, there's insurance. Retirement? All right, yeah.
Wait, what?
That's the most, to me, that's the most important thing at this point is like, can I get good health benefits? And dental is a big bonus too. And then
my
fucking retirement.
Hashtags, I only stay for the benefits.
Yep.
No, I get that, dude.
I do too.
Unfortunately, like the place that I was going to work besides where I work now, which is social services for our county, they pay the people really low. It's like $19 an hour, which is like, hey, that's not low, Travis. That's really high. But they actually take their take-home pay ends up being $12 an hour because they pay for their insurance and they pay into their retirement, which is great. Yep. But I couldn't live on $12 an hour. That's fucking nothing.
Oh God, no.
And you know, and here I am saying that, and there's people in this country making $7.50 an hour. Or whatever, $7.75, whatever the fucking federal minimum wage is. I can't even imagine.
Remember when it was like $4.25 or $4 and a dime or something?
I remember when it was $4.25.
When I first started working, when I was like 14, 15, 13, something like that, it was like $5.25.
Damn.
And that's
when I started, I think it was $4.10 when I first started.
That's crazy.
It was about $4.10, $4.15 for me.
And we're just minimum wage.
I started working at $2.50 an hour at a Dairy Queen. You're supposed to rely on tips, and nobody wanted to tip us.
Who tips Dairy Queen?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I was 15 years old, going, we lived on a state route, so a lot of truck drivers go through, and they expected them, but nah, there was a tip jar with no tips.
Yeah,
it's like saying to the McDonald's people, like, oh yeah, people are gonna tip you. Nobody's tipping McDonald's people.
I didn't have bills, so you know, I saved up enough money to buy a car, and then it got a better job.
Yeah, how that works? If you're labeled or classified as a waitress,
yes, that's what we were a server.
Yeah, they can pay you a cut of a server's rate, which is usually about half of minimum wage. But what they're supposed to do, what you don't make up in tips, they're supposed to come in and pay you equal to minimum wage.
The equivalent of minimum wage, yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of some pizza places, they don't always do that. You know, it's a scam.
That's why that was when the dinosaurs. No, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I remember even when I was a kid making a minimum wage, with no bills or anything. I used to give half my check to my mom, and I remember like for a month it was like $400 is what I would make. and I would give her 200, and then, I mean, even back then it was nothing, and I would spend the rest of mine on beer and pot, and I would be broke like literally the day after payday, and have a wicked hangover and like a crumb of weed in the bag.
I didn't charge my kids until they turned 18 and graduated high school, so now they all pay basically a live-in house fee because I'm getting them prepared to get the hell out.
No, I think that every kid that's living at home, if they're working at all, they should be paying something, you know, and then once they turn 18, there should be a set rent, you know, like you're gonna pay this much, or you're not gonna be here.
My daughter now pays $200, and she's 18. Well, she's just turned 18. She graduated. She pays $200 a week. She gets paid weekly.
That's great.
And she's making, you know, $500 some checks, you know, even though I'm taking half. What do you think that's going to happen when you get your own place?
Exactly. It's going to be a lot more than that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I'm preparing her for the future. Right. My other two.
And rent's not going to be your only expense.
No.
Food. So much of my money is just like, gone instantly.
Well, why do I have to pay that much? I'm like, yeah. Why do you have to pay that much? Because we monthly budget it to where we divide how much we pay in food, rent, utilities, and stuff, and then we divide it by how many incomes are in the house. That is your cut. Thank you.
God, I mean, this is turning into the financial show, but like at my paycheck every 2 weeks I get paid, and it's like $450 immediately for essential bills, which is like electricity and all that kind of shit. But then it's like $50 for credit card, $50 for Kohl's, for the Kohl's shopping card, $50 for my fucking fines from when I was a drug addict. I'm still paying on for my felonies. You know, it's like all these just bill after bill after bill, and then nickel and dime me to death, and I end up with nothing every time. Man.
But this is what we have to sit there and say. It's not really a financial show. It's actually what we have to afford to where we can budget for vaping. Yeah,
which is why I end up not buying vaping stuff.
Yeah, picking and choosing what we want, you know.
Yeah, you know, if the thing is, we're really lucky. Me and Nikki are really lucky because we get a lot of free products, and so I don't have to pay for liquid, which is always amazing. But I end up not vaping the stuff they send me anyways. I end up making my own liquid, but that's also a choice that's financially based. And then I haven't bought any hardware in days, but I just get lucky, and every once in a while they'll send me something. Well, months. Days. The last thing I bought was this, which is the Sub-Zero X, and the only reason I bought this is because I got a deal on it.
Right.
You know, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it.
My last purchase was the Druga, you know, at retail purchase, you know.
Mine was this, you know, just because, you know, my husband's like, I'm like, can you go get it? It's $60. And he's like, I was like, I really do want it. Okay, you don't usually spend money on vape gear. It must be something you want. Yeah, because I usually do get some products, but not like all the other reviewers, not like all the other women, which I would wish I could give my womanly opinion on it, you know, but they just think that men are the better reviewers.
You talk about Chinese people?
Crap.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a pretty, you know, their culture's a lot different than ours is.
When I sit there and show them, you know, my YouTube channel and show them my builds, I usually send them my build video. You know, my highest ranking build video. That's the one I send them. But you build, and that usually intrigues them. Like, okay, here you go. And that's usually where they're like, okay.
That's what we do.
I'll push your product harder than anything that I know. I'll usually take it down to the vape shop and let them see it because they don't watch YouTube.
I'm at the point now, that, you know, and everybody eventually gets there where once they get to know you and you're on like the lists for them and shit, then they just start hitting you up all the time for stuff. We're at the point now where we kind of have to say we can't take any things for review. I used to be really like every week I would pick out some companies that I was interested in and I would hit them up and say, hey, you know, we're OverDose Vapes, can you send some stuff for review? But now I'm like afraid to do that because I'm afraid they're going to send me too much crap. Because some companies will be like,
you take all.
Yeah, like you're interested in reviewing our products? Here, let me send you 70 bottles of liquid. You know, it's like, I can't do it. Oh God. Oh, and then something else fucked up happened financially to me this week. So if people have been watching the show for a long time, I've gotten my credit card information or my debit card information stolen several times, like 4 times before this week. And I got paid on Wednesday. And on Thursday morning, I went, before work, I went to the bank with my wife and to get money out for bills. So I take out the money for bills, give it to her, and I get a receipt, and it's like, you have $200 left. And I'm like, what the fuck? No way that I should have more than that. And so I fucking immediately run home, get online and check my purchase history, and it's Xbox. Somebody had gotten my son's account information, because he has an Xbox, and I had my debit card linked on there, so it would just renew his Xbox Live every 3 months. Yep. And somebody had gotten the information, had spent like $450 on Xbox stuff, and so I had to.
It makes you sick.
It made me. My stomach just dropped. I was like, because I thought that money's gone. Like, I'll never get that back. And so I called my bank, and they were total assholes about it. They were like, well, you know, it's probably your son doing this, and I'm like, no fucking way, you know. So I call Xbox, and they were so nice to me. They were so cool, and and they refunded every dime, which was amazing.
Xbox Live support is fantastic, especially when people get fucked like that.
I was really worried it was going to be somebody from like India who couldn't understand my situation.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like, oh, your dollars, I can't understand them. But it was somebody from Washington, you know, where Microsoft is actually based, and he was really nice. He gave me his personal email, and we were emailing back and forth, and yeah, he took care of everything. It was really, really good.
This is going to come out really shitty, but that reason right there is why I do not use banks.
Yeah,
I've had it happen 2 times. I've had an issue with a bank, and it was a bank issue, not mine. If it was mine, I'll admit it. You know, I'd be like, yeah, fucked up.
Yeah.
But that was with me, and on the last time, I was so paranoid, and you shouldn't have to be paranoid about your money. You know, you should feel safe. You know, and every single day. In fact, it got to where I was doing it twice a day. I would go in the morning, and then I would go before work, and I'd go after work. I would check my balance. Yeah. Because I was so worried about my money, something happening to my money, and sure as shit, it finally happened, and there was a whole bunch of mysterious charges and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, because I put every nickel in the bank, you know.
Yeah, this is the 5th time that I've had to have my debit card canceled and then sent a new one. Literally the 5th time. And so this is it. I'm done with the bank. And I even went in there and I told the people, like, I'm going to close my account. And they're like, well, what happened? And I told them what happened. And I said, you guys were really rude to me. And you know, your security sucks, because this is the 5th time that somebody has gained access to my accounts. And so I'm going to go to this credit union that's local to us. They're going to be shitty too. Any bank is going to be shitty, or credit union or anything like that. But, you know, I got to have something. You know, I got to have somewhere to put my money. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just out of principle, I have to cancel this account, because they fucked me over big time.
Yep.
I think Rogue did that too with a lot of the like PayPal and stuff like that. Somebody got a hold of her PayPal and made set up a trip and things like that. Me, I don't have enough money to sit there and let me give me, because basically when my money goes in there, it's gone, because I'm having to pay bills, you know, things like that. You know, I have kids, I have grandbaby now, you know, that we have to worry about. So when I do have the money and I do splurge, I'm gonna buy something I want. Yeah. You know, but I ask first. I'm polite. Can I get it? Do the pouty face.
WT Vapes. That's exactly what I did. Yeah. Every single purchase I made, I went and double checked.
I have it set up to where they text message me every time there's a purchase that's over like $5. And so, but the thing is that these purchases that happened to me on the Xbox were happening at it started at 6 a.m. and it stopped at 7:05 or some shit. Now, I don't even get out of bed till 6:30. I don't check my phone. I get in the shower and I fucking get ready for work. And I didn't even, you know, notice, because I just didn't check my phone. I mean, there are ways to prevent this stuff, but that's the thing, is that I would have gotten the message, but the bank wasn't open yet, and so I couldn't have had it stopped, even if they were, you know. So
right,
the whole thing's just fucked, you know. But
yeah.
they got to find a way to make this safer, because I do a lot of my shopping online, you know, and everybody in here that's in this chat and on the show, if you're a vapor, you probably do a lot of shopping online, and just the fact that I can't feel safe doing it is really, really bothersome to me. So I'm gonna start going and buying those prepaid credit cards, I guess, and fucking just using those for purchases, and it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah. All right, so we got some more people in chat. We got Rosa Pooney. What up, girl? Clean as fuck coils is here. All Day Vape. Alan Gorby. Kenny B. I can't believe Kenny B was saying that he had his identity stolen, and they took fucking 20 grand from him, and he got most of it back, but got stuck for about $21,000. Now that's fucked. That is so fucked. Okay, now they had taken $100,000 from him. And so I mean, it's good to get some back, but 20 grand is a kind of loss that I can't even fathom that. I can't even fathom it.
Can't afford to lose that.
No.
not that anybody could.
No.
I mean that's a salary. You know, that's almost living wages right there. You know,
that's about what fucking a lot of people that I know that are hardworking fucking people make in a year.
A lot of blue collar people are hitting about 28K before taxes, and then boom, 8K's out. You're left with 20K. You know.
Yeah, you know, there are some stores online that are pretty safe, and you know, and I actually feel pretty safe about my PayPal because I have it set up where if you want to sign into it, I have like the dual lockout where you have to use my phone plus.
Got to use the phone with the code, with the thumbprint and the password. Yep.
So I feel pretty safe about that.
I got that whole shit on mine too. Yeah, everything's on lock.
But I'm still sketched out because my PayPal is linked directly to my bank account.
Oh, see, mine's not.
And so if they can clean me out, and there's no doubt about
it. The way to do that is prepaid debit card for your PayPal. That way, what's on it gets taken if it gets taken.
Yep.
No, that's what we got. I
mean, PayPal is good about refunding the money if you can get it, you know, in a timely manner, saying, "Hey, that was not me."
Yep.
But still, you know, it takes a while to get back on there.
Ultimately, unfortunately, what they do also is they flag your account because of a fictitious fake transaction, and if you have too many of them, they'll actually bar your account even though it might not be yours, like your issue. So.
Just the whole thing
is a fucking nightmare.
It's so fucked up. Being a grown-up sucks.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, I think that, you know, if that experience with me, I would feel violated, but I've been robbed before. Somebody came into my home and took everything on the bottom floor, electronic-wise, and I would not leave the house. I still have an issue with people letting people in my home, even if I don't know you. Like if somebody says, "Oh, can I use your phone?" No.
I would never let anybody in my house.
No. I mean, even like we had like one of the neighbors who's a real bitch. She sit there and called the authority, like the pet people, because I had a dog that just recently passed away, and he's old. He was 17 years old, and she's like, "They're mistreating him." I'm like, "Dude, he's a liver failure. What am I supposed to do? Do you want me to put it?" I mean, he was dying anyway. That even the vet, you know, the vet sit there and said, "You want to put him down or let him just, you know, pass away? He's not in pain, but he was to the point where he couldn't walk, and we had to basically walk for him." And I'm like, he's not going to last much longer, so let him be here. I don't want to do that euthanasia, you know, thing where they put him down.
I couldn't do that. It's too hard.
It was hard enough to sit there and wake up in the morning and see, you know, him passed away, long enough to sit there and watch him, you know.
Yeah, that's
like, what if he could have got better, you know?
The hardest thing I've ever done was bury my last dog that I have. That's why I didn't want to get Magnus, our current dog. Is because the last time I had a dog and I had to bury him, I've never cried so fucking hard in my life. It makes me like tear up just thinking about it. Like my knees were wobbling, having to dig that hole and having to lift him up and put him in there. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I just said, I don't need that kind of pain in my life, you know? And so I didn't want to get another dog.
Difficult.
So, but
it's very difficult because we're getting ready to move and we buried him in the backyard here. So it's kind of like, I am not digging him back up.
No.
He's staying here, but he's got a whole bunch of flowers to grow, you know.
Yeah, we had to end up moving out of the house where I buried my last dog too. It's just, you know, animals are a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you end up loving them, you know. If he was just an asshole, I could just be like, whatever, he's an asshole.
Whatever.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we should probably talk a little bit about what's happened with the vaping stuff, with the law. So, could somebody fill me in? I mean, I saw it peripherally.
So, 2022, man.
Is what the new grandfather date?
No, it's not a grandfather date. They pushed back the PMTAs for another 4 years.
Wow.
So ultimately, it's the right step where we can work with the federal government to get everything rolling with the correct form of legislations and everything like that. But our fight's definitely not over because state and local governments are going to crack down, just like San Francisco.
They definitely are.
The flavor bans and everything like that. So. It's a good step in the right direction for the war, but the battle is nowhere near.
Well, because basically what they're doing is pushing it off for a few years,
right?
Before they really make we're going to start implementing these regulations.
Well, the great thing is too is it's taking more away from the they want to focus on battery safety, which is awesome. If they can find a good middle ground for regulations on what kind of batteries we are using with our input, then by all means, I'm 100% for that, because you won't have, Dickie dumbass going down the road buying an EFS battery and doing a 0.04 build on a fucking mech mod his first time dripping,
Yeah. But like Joshua just said, Joshua Apting just said, it just gives us time. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
It did not change anything else.
Right. It didn't change anything else. It's giving us a step in the right direction to work with our government on getting a good set of regulations in. They're actually listening. I had great hopes for Gottlieb on everything. As much of a non-political person that I am, once he got into the FDA, I'm like, this is one of our saving graces right in front of us, and now it's a good point where we can just start moving forward. We lost a couple of lawsuits along the way, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to go into appeals. And we're still looking at Cole Bishop, we're still looking at HR 1136, and we're still fighting the local stuff, but we have a ground to stand on now, as opposed to having 18
a four-letter word, hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of when they announced that, the things that they said was just like a lot of recognition of the validity of vaping as a smoking cessation tool, where they were saying like obviously this is healthier. I mean, they said a lot of things that we want them to say, which is these should be available to people who want an alternative to smoking. This is looking like it's healthier. And also the interesting thing, the thing that I thought was most interesting, was talking about reducing the amount of nicotine available not only in vaping but in actual analog cigarettes.
Right.
Which is a total trip.
That's going to be very difficult to.
You would think so.
That's really what it was all about. What they're going to do, and Fresh really did a great job of basically dumbing this down so that I could understand it. Basically, what's going to happen. It's not what they're thinking about doing. This is what's going to happen. Yeah. To happen really soon. What they're going to do is they're going to knock down the amount of nicotine in analog cigarettes. Like every cigarette that you get, the amount of nicotine is going to be lower than it is like now. Right. Or at this time period, it's going to be lower. Therefore, basically, so the point is people that are hardcore smokers are going to be looking at their cigarettes, going, I can smoke this, which is less satisfying and has a shitload of chemicals, for $15 a pack.
Yeah.
Or I can go over here to these other cessation methods, like patches, gums, vaping, and get the amount of nicotine I want. And need, you don't need it, but when you're hooked to nicotine, you think you need it.
Oh, I need it.
And it's less. It costs less. So basically forcing people to switch.
It's going to be pushing people, and he also said they want a medical nicotine to have a better route of administration, and for these patches to work better, and to kind of put a little bit of research into that kind of stuff.
They ultimately want it to be streamlined so that the delivery is not as toxic as some of the, like the 21 milligram patch. You slap that thing on, you're buzzing for fucking 3 days. Yeah. You know, you feel sick as shit.
Yeah, and it also depends on your okay, my son gets out of the shower, he doesn't even have the towel off. It's like the water goes, okay, I would be scared being a smoker or something and putting a patch on, and if his body absorbs water like that, to sit there and take a nicotine and like that and have a reaction. Yep. So that's why I never ever went to a patch and stuff, just because I have very dry skin. So I can imagine, I put lotion on all the time, but I still have dry skin. So can you imagine putting a patch on and going, and it's just absorbing it? Overdose,
Tell him to stay away from. Tell him to stay away from fentanyl patches.
Yeah, really.
Because that's going to be dangerous. You definitely got to be careful with nicotine patches. I've seen people get sick from taking them. Any patches, patches. But especially the nicotine ones, I've seen people get really like violently, like where they're throwing up and stuff, and feeling very dizzy and feeling like they're too drunk and stuff. So nicotine is a very potent poison, in a lot of ways, and a central nervous system disruptor. So you got to be really careful with it when you're working with like raw nicotine with these patches and stuff. So
yeah.
So what's everybody? I mean, we can talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. But what's everybody been vaping on this last week?
Today the blueberry. The fluffer with the remix.
Fluffer.
Yes, it's the blueberry something and lemon ecstasy mix.
Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
it's like a lemonade blueberry. A blueberry lemonade is phenomenal.
Excellent.
And I don't like the blueberry that well. I'm not a blueberry fan, but it's good. But
blueberry something's like one of my favorite juices.
I can tolerate the blueberry lemonade. I mean, as this, as the remix, just even better. I was like, oh. It made the blueberries, like, I guess, more fruity. I don't know how to sit there and explain it. It made them kind of pop.
Excellent.
So,
I just wanted to address something in the chat. Clean, when I was talking about the care credit, I think that's the same thing that Yeti's talking about. There is like a credit card you can get. We got ours through our vet. They had all the information right there, and it's called Care Credit, and it's a credit card specifically only for veterinary bills.
Only.
Yeah, you can't use it for anything else except for veterinary bills. And they pretty much give it to everybody. We had terrible credit, and not me specifically.
Not everybody.
Well, not everybody, but specifically, I have pretty good credit, but my fiance has terrible credit, and she went in there and they gave it to her, and her credit was like 360, really bad, and they still gave her like a $1,500 credit line. So, yeah.
Wow. Well. when I applied for it, it was also a holiday weekend, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because our dog got ran over right in front of us, and I was desperate to get her into a vet, and there were several open, but none of them would take us. I mean, I only had like $200. They're like, that won't even get her in the door.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
so fucked. It's so fucked.
So my dog's gonna die in front of me. She didn't, though. She just sits funny now.
I wonder if there's any veterinarians that actually sit there and take like a payment plan or something to
there's
where you take an emergency.
Some used to.
There's none.
Where I used to live, because she was an old school vet, but since she's gone out of business, she's gotten old and retired.
You would think that a vet would be the one that would love animals more than
they will sit there and watch your dog die. They do not give a fuck. At least in my experience, they just don't care.
Business.
It's a business.
Yeah. It's all about that money.
And they make so much money doing it. And
you have a problem, go to a farm.
When we first moved in here and we first got Magnus, he was running upstairs and my son was running downstairs, and they collided, and Magnus's leg got broken. And we didn't really realize at the time that it was broken, because he like cried for a minute, but then he was like, okay, I'm gonna walk around fine, because dogs are tough as fuck. And but only later when we took him, we found out that like that it had been broken because he was like starting to walk weird, and like when it got cold, he would like hold it up. So we took him to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, like for $5,000, I can do the surgery where I'll fucking re-break his leg and I'll set it, and I'm like, well, can we do payments or something, you know? And he's like, no. And I'm like, the dog's in pain. Like, you're not gonna help him? And he's like, no.
They don't care.
I'm like, I don't care. Exactly. But like a doctor is forced to treat an injury, right? They take these oaths. But on top of that, it's just like it's built into our laws is that they cannot turn you down if you show up to the emergency room. But there's nothing like that for animals. They do not give a fuck. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of places are doing animal insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because I wouldn't make it I would be a bankrupt vet.
Me too.
If I was a vet, because I would take strays. They'd be like, "I'll come get them in here. Let's give them some shots at least, you know, snip them or something." You know, that's
the one thing they will do for free in some places is actually fix your dogs or neuter them, whatever.
We had a place where when I was living in Tulsa, and they didn't do it for free, but they did it at an extreme discount. To do the cat was I believe $25 to neuter her or spay her, and the dogs were $45.
That's pretty good.
That's the way it is up here. Here.
We have the spay wagon that comes around to our areas, and what they do is they take you in, and it's 30 for cats, 45 for dogs, and then they microchip them as well so that they can track them. So your personal information, like your address, is there. So if they get lost, they can bring the animal home, you know. And then also that it gets updated with their if they've seen a vet, if they've got medical issues, if that and the other thing, you know. Right. And then again, then they'll add on like, oh well, they need the distemper shot because they're so old and blah 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 blah. So that's another $15. So I did both of our cats for $85, you know, and whatever, not a big deal. They're both chipped. If they get out, so be it. They'll come back.
The way we got our cat fixed is that the Humane Society where we live, if you find a stray cat, they will and you agree to take care of it, they will spay or neuter it for you and chip it
at their cost.
At their cost, right? Because it's like either that or they're going to end up with a cat in their shelter. And so what we did, we had already gotten it, but we just took it in there and we're like, we found this cat, and they're like, all right, yeah, fucking sure, we'll spay her for you. And so it was cool. I mean, it was really cool.
Come back 3 days.
So apparently what All Day Vape just said is that he looked up the care credit, and you can use it for a lot of different stuff. Doctors, chiropractors, and veterinarians.
Really?
So
when I did it, it was only vets.
They told me only vets too. That's what they said to me. But but hey, who knows?
That's
nothing wrong with that.
That's cool.
Nah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's funny, Carrie. that's the problem with me because we started out with just one dog. Now we have 3. We only wanted one. One is all we wanted.
Yeah,
that's all we wanted.
If Misty had her way, they just started at our local shelter. They're doing this special thing where these rich pot growers, donated for all of August that they will pay for all adoptions, and the adoptions there are like $250, and so they've agreed to pay for every adoption. And Misty looked at me like, "I'm gonna go get a dog, right?" No, absolutely not. No,
I'm just a sucker for a puppy.
That's it. If I go there,
eyes,
yes.
You know, I'm like,
if I go there and see it, I'll end up taking it home. Because that's what happened with Magnus. Is that we went there just to look. That's how she scammed me. Because I kept saying no, and my dad's like, "Well, I'll pay for it," and I'm like, "No, we don't want a dog." And then she's like, "Let's just go look." And we get there, and there's little Magnus just shivering in his little fucking cage, and I'm like, "Just get him and let's go." Fuck.
That's the thing when my wife because my wife's real bad about looking at puppy videos.
Oh yeah,
like little Chihuahua videos and things like that. She's like, "Look at this." I'm like, "No." I'm like, she knows that I cannot look at them because
that's what's up with Misty. Misty wants a baby.
I turn into a girl. Oh,
I tell the same thing. I'm like, just get it away from me. I don't even want to look at it.
And my heartless, I don't like them when they're puppies because it's that potty training phase that I have to go through.
My carpets are fucking destroyed from that fucking dog when he was a puppy.
No, I don't like it.
He was always pissing or throwing up everywhere. God, that was such a nightmare. Oh my god.
I didn't even like
all 3 of my dogs were potty trained in 2 days. I've got a trick. I train them in 2 days.
I know what Yeti's trick is.
Miss Giggles.
Gun to the head. It's on my carpet, you die.
No, you need to talk to Miss Giggles. She's having issues with her puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
It's
getting frustrating. It's getting a little frustrating for her.
Get yourself a gun and you threaten it.
Put it on a puppy.
You hold its mother hostage and you say, "You're gonna piss outside, right? Oh, I'm gonna piss outside. It's okay." All right, Juan joining us. Thank you, Juan Castillo.
If they do have an accident, it's always at the back door on the tile.
Yeah.
They'll go to the back door.
And that's good because that means they're trying to get outside.
My dog, the mother, Penny, she like if it's raining.
She's in the chat.
She will. I've seen her wait 2 days to go pee, just because she doesn't want to go outside in the rain. She'll hold it for up to 2 days. I've seen her hold it up to 2 days. She'll go out to the door. She'll see that it's still raining, and she'll just walk back in, go lay back down.
I agree with HD lawn maintenance, where you said if I had a big enough piece of land, I'd have 20 dogs. I'm the same way. It's just that we live in an apartment, and so I can't have more dogs in here. But Tony Glock, what's up, dog? Okay, so let me talk about what I've been vaping this week. Pretty simple stuff. I've been vaping my own juice, of course, white girl. But I've also been vaping my own juice, which is called Cobra Cake, which is a creamy lemon pound cake. I'm going to be sending that out really soon to people. So,
wow.
I wonder why you called it Cobra Cake, huh?
It's Josh's juice because he loves lemon pound cake, so I made it for him. I've also been vaping this Taruto. Taruto. This it's a custard tart. But it's a specific kind. It's named after some country. I can't remember the name of the country, though. It's some South American country's tart. And then I've been vaping my broadside, of course. But then I've also been vaping this Funky 160. So we're going to use it a little bit longer because I've noticed a few little problems with this mod. And I've seen some people that rushed out the reviews. I don't want to do that because the more I use it, the more I'm realizing that there's a reason why it's only $50. There's some serious issues with this mod. Now, that's not to say it's not a good mod, because it is a good mod for the price. But there are some things that you should know before you buy it. So we'll be talking about that. The new iTaste Chroma A, this little tiny hand mod with the Krios tank. I like this thing a lot. And then I've been vaping this new Drip Club juice. It's called Arrow. It's a strawberry funnel cake. And it is the best strawberry funnel cake I've ever had. And I'm
gonna have to pick some of that up.
It's good. It's really sweet because it's a Drip Club juice, but it's good, man.
Yeah, I'm okay with Drip Club.
And then this stuff, Killer Custard.
As usual.
Killer Custard with strawberry. This shit is really bomb. You know what's cool about this is on the packaging. There's like a little custard cup right there, right? And he's got an eye patch and he's got a sword. And there's a little strawberry guy with a sword. And in the background, you can't really see it, but there's a bunch of cigarettes that are all sliced up and shit, and all fucking like they just cut them off. Yeah. Yep. It's awesome. And
well, see, somebody could actually take it like almost like a bad image of saying maybe it's actually tobacco in it.
Yeah, it was a risky decision to put cigarettes on your packaging, but I think it works because it took me forever to even notice that they were there. I'm like, I looked really close and I'm like, oh shit, those are cigarettes.
Those are a bunch of butts.
I gotta grab a battery. I'll be right back. Oh wait, one more thing. And so this is like the most important thing I've been vaping this week. This is the GQ Blue Beast. Now this thing is dope, and there's going to be a review of this coming for sure. It's buttonless. It has a 10 mil cartridge tank here, held in by magnets. It's refillable, but you can't change the coil, unfortunately. These things are $5 a pop.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, and it holds a ton of liquid. You fill it from the bottom there. It's got a 0.6 ohm coil. Now the thing that confused me is that on the in the documentation it says will not fire below 0.4. So I don't know if they have 0.4 coils that you can get for them. I don't know if they intend you to rebuild them. You couldn't even get in there if you wanted to rebuild it though. But it also has this little shroud that goes over the top. It's got a ton of airflow. Well, not a ton. It's got like a 3 mil fucking hole though right there. It's pretty big. And yeah, it's like a semi-lung hitting all-in-one pod system, and I love it. I put some 10 milligram juice in here, and I've been rocking it pretty much nonstop since I got it. And they only sent us one, and so when Josh came over yesterday, he was checking it out, and I'm like, well, I'm going to keep it because I really like it. And normally we'll like say, okay, like, you know, we'll try to figure it out. And I'm like, there's no figuring it out. Like, I'm going to keep this thing. So
I'm holding on to
he was like immediately like, oh, well, get online, see how much they are. And so they're $40, which is...
That's not bad.
I mean, but it's not great either for what it is.
Right.
I would feel more comfortable if it was like 30 or 25.
Maybe 25 would be a better price.
Because when you're talking about 40, from Heaven Gifts, this is where I got this one. They sent it to me for free. But Heaven Gifts has really expensive shipping. Last time I ordered from them, at least, I can't say right now, but last time I checked, I mean, it was pretty expensive. And so you're talking probably another $10 at least.
Yep.
So then you're talking $50, plus it only comes with one cartridge, so you gotta buy extra ones.
Extra cartridges, right.
And for what it is, I would just not be super comfortable paying like damn near $100 to get set up on it. I don't know. But it is really good, and I really do like it. And if I were to lose this one, or it was to break, I would definitely be in the market for another one, because I really, really enjoy it, so. And it lights up like a motherfucker, look at it.
Ooh.
That doesn't only do that one color.
You can change it.
It goes from green to blue to yellow to red, and I think that there's a way to actually, because it's got an RGB light, and so I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can adjust it, but I haven't.
It tells you like when it flashes when it is
if it's when it's green and it stays green when you hit it, it means it's fully charged. If it starts to kind of blink, then it's getting lower. It has like a bunch of different levels, and then it goes blue, and then it goes yellow. I love it. I really love it, and I'm not a fan of these kind of things, but the fact that you can get a good puff off of it makes a huge difference.
Well, it's good that they're coming out with new and innovative stuff, you know.
And it took me a long time to to put this in my pocket, right? Like I kept going like I need to turn it off, and I'm like, I don't need to turn it off because there's no way that this can fire in my pocket.
Unless your pocket's breathing.
Unless my pocket's breathing. And that's why I love it so much, because this is idiot-proof. I mean, you literally can, and I can leave it upside down, it won't leak. It's this little contained system, and I've really, really been enjoying it, so, yeah.
Nice. No way it can auto-fire in your pocket, because it takes...
And it's got a great hit, man. And the 10 milligram juice is even probably a little strong for this. Even a 6 would probably be pretty good for this. Rosa Pooney said that she has a bearded dragon. You know, the funny thing about that is that my neighbor has a bearded dragon as well. And my dog fucking loves it. He's always licking it and shit.
Bearded dragons, I think of the movie Holes, you know, and trying to... No.
I gotta grab a battery.
Alright. I'll do my real quick. Been vaping on this shit again. With the Mr. Salty's 25 milligram Nick Salts. Haven't been able to put this down all week. Love it. Absolutely love it. And then Broadside with the Druga from my build last week for the staged heating coils. Vaping on Vape Grovex and Blue on Chi. Usual shit. Nothing too out of line for me, but yeah. That's what I've been doing.
All right. Okay.
Eddie, what have you been vaping? I already did my Travis, don't worry.
Same old. Adore and swag.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that is something.
Go ahead. Admiral. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
What is... the Lemon Ecstasy in the Admiral. Strawberry Submission in the Able. And Peach Pomegranate Lemonade from Swag in the Zenith.
Nice.
And I have successfully rebuilt a boulder coil.
Wow.
Oh.
What?
You gonna have a tutorial on that?
It can be done.
You gonna have a tutorial?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I'd watch that video.
It's a pain in the ass, but it can be done. I've gotten to where I can do it in about 20 minutes.
Damn. Please. Getting to 20 minutes. If I spent 20 minutes doing anything, I would fucking kill myself. I have such bad ADD. I can't handle that shit.
Right.
I wanted to add.
It's a pain in the butt, but it can be done.
I wanted to add a couple things to what I've been vaping. I have been vaping this lemon ecstasy from Adore, and I've also been vaping the chocolate donut breakfast juice from Swag, which is really fucking good, man. It's like one of my favorite chocolates I've had in a long time. And all of his donut ones I've been really, really enjoying. The strawberry donut's really good. The chocolate donut is great. It's good. It's really, really good, man. Really, really good. And I've been fucking with his normal line. He has a juice called Red, which is like a cereal vape. And I normally hate cereal vapes, and this one is fucking fantastic. So we're gonna be reviewing those. We're gonna have a bunch of them here really soon. So. Okay, so I gotta address this clean. There was a build. We had so many problems last week that I don't know if we talked about it off camera or on camera, but we did decide on a twisted wire build.
Yeah, it was at the very last section of the segment after we went through everything. We were just like, fuck it, twisted, cool. Everybody built some twisted wire, and then we started getting into the other the tanks. And after about 10 seconds, you shit the bed and fucked off.
No, absolutely. It was totally fucked. We do have a couple coils to show, but this week's kind of a miss for a lot of people. But let's decide right now on next week. What I was thinking is maybe kind of an open build, but maybe like with the theme of like, this is the build I normally vape on. Like your all-day vape
your ADV build.
Your ADV build. Because I think we all have like ones that we kind of fall back on. Yep. And I'd be interested to see what everybody's ADVs are. So, yeah. So let's do that. And that's easy because then it's open. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And, and really, people, I really would hope that you give us the actual one you do and not just something you think looks cool. I'm really curious about what people use on a daily basis. I think that's really important for people to see.
It doesn't matter if it's a basic bitch build or if it's something completely fucking off the rocker. If that's what you rock ADV, then
if it's just a fucking 5-wrap round wire build, send me a picture because I'm really curious, man. And everybody can participate in this. This isn't something just for the builders. This is everybody can do this. So really, I'm curious to see, and it would be great to have a longer section next week about the builds. I think it would be really cool. So. Yeah. Please send us your pictures at overdosevapes@yahoo.com, or if you are friends with me on Facebook, the best way to do it is to send it through Messenger because it's really easy to download that way. So, yeah. I guess we can look at the ones we do have for this week.
Yeah, and then we can go back to talking about whatever and whatnot. Puppy dogs and, fucking...
And money.
Puppy dogs, money, and the future of vaping.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's my screen.
And this is where you start having the issues.
Don't fucking jinx me, Paul! Bastard. I was thinking the same thing all fucking night.
Of course, I had to say it.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so this is mine. This is not a great picture, obviously. My fucking phone sucks. Next week I will take a picture with my actual $2,000 fucking camera that I never use. But this one is a really, really complicated build. It's got a piece of, it got destroyed kind of. It's got a piece of flat wire that's been clapped in with the ribbon wire. And I twisted that with a piece of 26 gauge Canthal. And that's this wire that you see right here. On the outside here, the very first wire there is just a piece of 24 gauge that's been twisted on itself. And then it's got the piece of twisted, clapped in with the regular. And then this little piece here, this is a separate wire. So it's a triple parallel. And this little separate one right here is two pieces of 0.3 millimeter ribbon wire twisted with 32 gauge nichrome. So there's like 3 different sizes. I was going through it for like a 3 different size thing, but Paul fucking with him some more. No, be nice.
Ren read my mind.
Be fucking nice, you meanies. Okay, this is probably the nicest one. Is actually this is Nikki's build. It's just a normal, clean as fuck, really, really nice twisted build. Now and this is
right before the show.
She did it while we were talking, yeah. So this is something that I think is accessible to anybody. This is like the first kind kind of build I did that wasn't just a round wire build, was just a twisted build. And you know, the difference between a twisted build and a normal round wire build as far as flavor is quite noticeable. And so it was when I did a twisted build that I kind of went, wow, there's a difference between this and round wire. And that's kind of started my whole love affair with building. So, all right. And Yeti, you sent a picture?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get it.
Sent to.
Okay, I'll check it out here in a second. Now this is Paul's. Why don't you tell him what it is, Paul?
It is a 30 millimeter, 30 gauge Kanthal hive coil. So what it is it's 2 strands of 30 millimeter twisted loosely, and then loosely claptoned ultimately with 2 more strands of 30 gauge as well.
Bird's nest style.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing flavor. Keep it spaced, and ultimately you don't have to pinch your coils or anything. You just strum it once, and you get a perfect clean glow. Yeah. And the flavor off of these things is, I like these a little bit better than I like Tiger Wire, and Tiger is just.
I love Tiger Wire.
Yeah. I like the hive coils, and then this is the first one I ever did, in a hive style. And that was for an RTA.
Kind of looks like the crown of thorns that they fucking put on Jesus's head.
Yes, sir. And the flavor in a tank. I had that in the Mutation X tank, the Mutank, and I fucking loved the flavor off of it. And I got about five days off of it. It comes out to a 0.25 dual coil. So I got a good 3-4 days of use on my batteries as well.
Okay, so all day you sent me a picture. Did you send it to me in my email? Because I can fish it out of there, I'm sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm looking at looking at the thing here.
Nah, all good.
Okay, let me show the rest of these, and then I'll get Yetis, and I'll get all days. This is also Paul. This is a different picture.
Yep, that's same hive coil as the very first one, just a different angle, so you can see the different layers of the 30 gauge Kanthal.
Excellent. Okay, I don't know why I didn't show these ones. That's the same one we just saw. Okay.
Yep.
And then this one, this is one that I did. We've already showed this one, I think, on the show before. But I just wanted to show that something a little more different, that contains a element that is twisted. Now there's this is a transformer coil with a piece of round wire right here that's running in the core, but then the middle piece of wire that you can kind of see little poking out there, that's a twisted wire that's been claptoned. And this actual wire that's the staged heating wire is a twisted wire. It's a piece of round wire that's twisted with ribbon wire, kind of loosely twisted there. And you know, so twisted's always kind of been like a component that I use a lot, you know, in different ways. So okay, all right. Well, lost us there. Okay, and then there's this picture that's important to see. There's Paul looking his best. Let's go closer. And that, if you've seen this man, do not approach him. Call the FBI.
Have you seen this boy?
Keep your children away from him. So that's Paul. All right. And then there was one more. This is Nikki's. We already saw it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The HD was asking about the, I guess, because I have them on both on one side. Mm. That is the way that you build on that specific RDA.
Yeah. You could build
the positive.
You could put one over here.
Yes, I could have one over there. Yeah. I could, but I was like thinking, no, I don't want to, but you know, just in case, you know, just to show that this is the way that you can do it, because I want to pull it, you know, little tight. Yeah.
And you can do single coils in this; it'll still be nice, and you can do double coils in this. It's a nice little RDA.
Yes, it is.
It's nice. Okay, now let me dig out these other coils here.
Can't really do them that wide on the one side. I noticed that. I was like freezing it. I was like,
Okay.
Sorry for
And
the
somebody
late
said
entry.
somebody.
No, you're fine.
Somebody sent something to your Facebook. I don't understand it. No, not that I don't understand it. It's the concept of where's the airflow, how in. Yeah, I've never messed with mesh.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
old
Can you
school.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From now on, you don't need to share your screen. You need to somebody else.
Yeah, no, you know, it wasn't just sharing the screen.
Oh.
Hold on a second. My headphones aren't working. It wasn't sharing the screen. It was opening. I opened a tab to go into my email, and it crashed. And that's what was happening last week. Was I was fucking with Google.
Too much going on.
I guess, man, but like, we've done this a lot, and that's never happened. But it's happened 2 times in a row now. So something's obviously going on.
It's a lot to process with running Zoom and also running OBS and also running your web and trying to look at chat. It's a lot going on. I usually let other people kind of do the screen sharing and stuff, so I don't goof up.
Yeah,
I shut down everything extra whenever we go into Zoom. Like all my everything gets shut the fuck off.
My nostril's not working.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to... From now on, the builds will have to be... And this is all on me as well, but I'll get the builds from this week that didn't get showed, and we'll show them next week. I'm just going to have all those things already ready to go, because if I start digging around on Google, it ends up fucked up. So.
Or worst case scenario is we set up a Dropbox, you know, and I pull them from Dropbox, or Yeti pulls them from Dropbox.
Yeah.
And
something.
Yeah.
Something. We'll figure it out by next week.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it was my computer, so like I was telling these guys before we started, I literally went and took my whole computer apart, reapplied fucking thermal paste everything, made sure that the fans are all working, everything's working fine. There we go.
Do I still have an echo? They're saying I had an echo. Was it because your speakers weren't working?
It was because my speakers, yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yay, we're back.
Echo. Send into an infinity loop. Ooh.
So, so what's going to happen is that this seems fine. My CPU is at 2.1%. The temperatures and everything are fine. So I think it's just some kind of software thing.
It's just a lot to handle to run all of it at once.
Because we were fine as long as we were just fucking around. And even when I was showing the pictures on the screen there, everything was fine.
Yeah, it's just when you go to open up another tab because it's going to do a search, it takes a lot of processing to open.
And I do need, I mean, here's the thing. My processor that I have in here, I've had for 5 years. It's still a good processor. It's an i5 4670K. It's an overclocked processor. It's a gaming kind of thing, you know. But I am going to build a new computer, and hopefully it'll have more cores. Because that's what with streaming, it's all about cores. You need tons of cores. And the new Ryzen CPUs have 4 cores, 8 threads. So it's basically like 8 cores. And that's going to double what I have right now. So that's in the future, it's going to cost me like fucking $1,500. So it's another fucking bill.
I got a friend that's doing a Ryzen build right now that's only going to be about $1,000.
Yeah,
actually less than that, 700.
Well, mine's gonna have a water-cooled 1080 on it.
Oh, that's
GTX 1080. So then it's $500. So
right.
I could do it for less. I mean, without a doubt. But okay.
Anyway,
so that was that. I knew that was gonna fucking happen.
You missed it. Swag said that it was your computer not being able to handle that blowing
actually,
up
it's
of
a lot of people's computers. Like Rose got a brand new computer, but she just can't handle doing everything in the back end of pushing. And
I just tried to do too much, and that was the thing. And who knows what kind of conflicts Zoom has with fucking Google, and who knows? There's all kinds of stuff that could possibly happen.
Well, I search Google all the time and be in Zoom. It's just when you open that OBS because it has to push a stream. And you know, and the weakest link on the board could be, you know, somebody with lower internet, or could be, you know,
it's the OBS. I mean, I guarantee it's OBS because we never had these problems when we were not using OBS. Yeah, it's 100% OBS. But here's the thing: is that I really want to send you the money, Nikki, so we can try this Zoom live streaming out. I would be really happy.
Zoom does, if people don't know, Zoom has a webinar feature, which is basically what you see here, but it has a stream key option to where you can push. You don't have to use OBS or anything like that. But it is a $40 add-on to what I already pay. And, you know what I'm saying? And I know that, you know, people are, you know, willing to chip in, you know, here and there. So it's kind of like, okay, let's get this done.
Yeah, we definitely got to try something else because
I share the room with other people. I mean, I do Rose, I do mine, I do Tommy's, I do yours. I help a couple other people out, you know, that are on a budget that just can't afford Zoom. So I have, because we don't walk on each other's toes. So it's just, you know, you have just make sure you don't walk in. You know, you cannot be in here. I'll put the room now. Sorry. No, it's not like I have two Zoom rooms. So it's kind of like, you know, one is meant for Shaq and the one is meant for, you know, what I do. Yeah. So I'm willing to share it and let people, you know, save money because, you know, if you're only using it once a week or twice a week, it doesn't really seem, you know, come on, just share the love.
It's money, you know, it's money that could be spent somewhere else. That's for sure. You know, and if people don't know, I do have an account with Zoom, but the account's only, and somebody gave me that as well, but it's only good for 2 people. And if there's more than 2 people, then it cuts off after 10 minutes.
Actually, Zoom is totally free for anybody to use it. But as soon as that third person comes in, that's when you have the not so free. It's only but us with, you know, we could have as many as I think 25 to sometimes 50 people in the room. I think it holds up to 50 people.
And so, people don't know.
It doesn't look so great.
Nikki's nice enough to let us use this, which has been really, really, really great. Because we were using just Google Hangouts before, and that came with its own host of fucking problems.
Every time that we logged in, I would crash.
It just crashes, and then just, you know, just audio hanging up and video hanging up. And this has been so much better up until the last 2 weeks where we've had these big fucking problems with, but see, now that we're not doing anything crazy, last time I was trying to finish off the pictures and I kept opening all this shit up, Vaping Swag, and opening up the pictures and opening up all the different programs I was using, and so it just kept crashing last week. But now we're not fucking doing any of that shit and it's fine. So,
well, see, like I've been trying to do some custom overlays and stuff that people can use in OBS to where they can still advertise, you know, themselves and stuff like that. Like I did Tommy's and then I just did ours and then remix and stuff like that.
I gotta get an overlay going on for sure. And then,
well, just send me your logo and stuff like that, or whoever you want it and stuff like that. Whoever you want to push or promote and stuff like that. Yeti Wire.
We need one for Yeti.
I got his logo. Wow.
Paul, what are we gonna do for you? Just a butthole? just a photorealistic sphincter?
Photorealistic sphincter.
Oh god. All right, but hello, auntie to everyone. I like that name. It's cool. Train Sonic.
Say hi, everybody.
Train actually just made a Facebook account just to join the ODV group.
That's cool.
Wow, that's devotion.
That is. Yeah. Church, what up, dog?
Say hi, guys.
Church has been here. I'm aware of that, but I just haven't said hello to him yet. So.
Yeah.
Church is really cool because he always tells everybody to hit the like button. He's always looking out for us.
One time at band camp, Pete Goodwin.
He's getting big.
Isn't he? He'll be 2 months on the
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at all that hair.
Oh, he was born with this. A lot of heartburn.
I was going to say heartburn like crazy.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Okay, so we are... go ahead.
This is just my world right now, you know.
Let's get a close-up of it there. Oh, look at him. Oh, big yawn.
Yeah.
So adorable. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I had baby fever until he was born. I had no more baby fever.
Babies. Who needs them?
Oh, she you know what? She does. She loves this little man.
Yeah, but all mine are pretty much grown now, so I get nostalgic.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad. There's no nostalgia. It's like, thank God. Let's get him up and out of here.
My little dude turns 6 on Thursday, so
I miss that.
Oh, dude, I miss
those
fucking riot, man. He's full of spitfire and vinegar.
Oh, I cannot wait until he's running around. I love them when they're toddlers up until the time that they can start talking back and hanging out with their friends.
Yeah. Teenage years are rough.
When they can wipe their own ass, then we're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
You know, I even like when they're like in the training stage before the wiping there. You know, training stage is great. You know what I'm saying? I love them when they're toddlers and they're like talking for the first time, but like but he's a good baby.
Ren said, every time she gets baby fever, she gets a dog. That's a smart idea.
You can't do that. No. I'd have a freaking zoo.
Yeah. as we say, I used to get a cat, but now we're like, no more. We're down to 7.
7 cats? Holy shit.
No, dude. I'm known as the crazy cat lady. I used to have 25 because
I was gonna say
5 cats actually, and 3 females, 4 females, 1 male, ended up turning to 25 cats overnight because they all got pregnant at the same time and had 5 babies each. So, and he and the daddy was 12 years old, and he never got any females pregnant the whole 12 years he was alive. Before he died, he knocked anything up that walked, and he died 2 weeks after they were born. So I have a legacy of, his little minions, but I'm tired of them. I love my cats, but no more. No more.
See, there goes mine. Done. 15, and here it is, 8:25. Can I go skate? That's like, skate, really? Are you going to skate, or are you going to go hang out with a bunch of degenerates? I'm guessing degenerates, would be my guess. So.
But he's got to take the board to make it look authentic, or you wouldn't believe it.
Otherwise, I wouldn't believe him.
Mine just turned 15 last week. I think it was last week.
I remember those days. That's when they actually loved you and they cared about you.
I don't know. Once they turn 13, to me, it's like they really start falling off. This one's good though. He's got a girlfriend. He's kind of girl crazy. They're always sneaking off to see each other. It's like kind of an issue, but I remember being that age, and I was 15, much worse than that. I mean, I was a fucking monster when I was 15. Yeah. And so, like, the little things that he does that I disagree with are just kind of come down to, like, I think he's a little too young. But he doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. He goes to school when I tell him. He fucking does chores. I mean, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
It's just that he's 15, and they all have this like rebellious kind of, I know more than you because I'm 15. And,
No, my kids didn't do that. They only did that when they, after about 17 years old. They had a late rebellion. But I just thank God that none of my girls got pregnant, or anything like that, or came home. That was my fear. Of one of my girls going, Mom, I'm pregnant. No, as soon as they dated, I was like, no, we going to the clinic.
I think that. Go ahead, Giddy.
I was going to say that's exactly right, because you hear it all the time. 15-year-olds becoming parents. Like, holy shit.
Babies
there would be some neutered kids.
Yeah, no shit.
I didn't want to sit there and tell my kids that they could have it, but I wanted to sit there and tell them that I want them to be preventative. Because I go, you're not going to sit there and say, well, I didn't know. Well, this happened. You know what? You're still going to be protected. I'm sorry. Even if it was a boy,
when
my son starts dating, they'll have a box of condoms.
I'm an educator about these subjects, and so I kind of have to have lots of talks with him about that. And there's no way he can claim ignorance, because we've had talks about sexually transmitted diseases and all the different shit, the reasons why you need to be careful. But I think if he did get some girl pregnant, we're prepared to help with that. I mean, that's obviously not what we want, and it's a nightmare, to even think about that. But if you think that kids that age aren't having sex, or aren't at least starting to think about it and starting to kind of get close to that, then you're crazy, because like
you're fooling yourself.
You're fooling yourself, because they are so full of hormones at that age, man. And if you're not like
just think about how you were at their age, and that's all you have to think about it.
Yeah. Oh God.
And double the emotion, because half the time it's also, I think more kids nowadays are more suicidal than we were.
Oh, big time. You hear about, when I was a kid, there's there was not one kid in my school who committed suicide. There was no suicides at my school. The whole time I was through elementary school, through high school, nobody. But nowadays, it's like very common that you hear about it a couple times a year, you know?
Yep.
It's really fucking crazy. There's just so much more pressure on them because they never get a break from their social groups. Like when I was a kid, when I went home, I was home. My friends weren't there. It was over with. If I had a bad day at school, I could just not answer the fucking telephone. I could just sit in my room and kind of decompress. These kids are always on. They always have their phone. They're always getting fucking inundated with pressure. It's I can't even imagine, you know. And somebody, auntie to everyone said, you know, she's 40 and these kids are far different and have different challenges. That I couldn't have said it better myself. That's so fucking true, you know. And where I live, there's a huge prevalent culture of drugs because we're like the marijuana capital of the fucking world. And so it's really, really common for kids to be smoking pot at like 13, 14. Like kids, it's funny because like one day this kid was like texting Jay. And he was like, oh, yeah, come to the party with us. And, you know, we're going to be smoking. And Jay's like, I don't smoke pot, you know, because I was like, sitting there the whole time while he was doing this. And he's like, I don't smoke pot. And this kid was like, what? Like, it's so unusual here.
I didn't either. Yeah. You know, I think the first time I did it was after I turned 18. And that was just because I asked my friends, I was like, why didn't you ever ask me? He goes, because they knew I wouldn't.
It's just so funny because when I was that age, like I did, but I was not. It wasn't like a normal thing. It was like me and my little, you know, crowd of burnouts were like looked down on because we smoked pot. Now it's like the jocks are smoking pot here. Everybody smokes pot here, and it's really hard to be a kid who doesn't want to fucking do that shit. You know?
Yeah.
It sucks.
That's the way it was in my town. Everybody smoked weed. Jock, the principal, everybody.
Weed is more accessible now just because with, you know, being legalized for medical marijuana and stuff like that.
Well, that's straight legal, you know, in a lot of states like Washington, Nevada, California, we're going to have it.
Massachusetts.
2018 in California.
Here it's you're allowed to if it's medical, but you have to vape it.
No, it's
gotta be vaporized.
That's all right.
Completely. So
yeah, no, it should be. It should be legal, but you know, but I think it should be legal because you know, the kids don't. Where I live, the kids smoke more pot than they do drink. Now it was the opposite when I was growing up. It was everybody drank and nobody smoked pot. But now it's like let's get it, you know, regulated. Let's get it out of the hands of people who will sell it to kids, because around here, you know, parents of my son's friends would sell them ounces of pot for $100, and because it's just so cheap. There's so much around here. It's just scary, you know. And that's like, I obviously know fucking pot's not gonna hurt, you know, physically, but it does make you fucking, you know, not as good as a student. And there's a lot of things that can affect, you know. That's just the reality. People get really mad at me here if I talk down on pot. And I'm not talking down on it. I'm just saying it's not, I don't want my fucking son to smoke it at 15 years old, you know? But people look at me like I'm a Nazi. So it's totally ass backwards here. Fucking drug bill.
I always sit there and tell my kids if they ever want to smoke it, just let me know. I'd get them a bag.
Yeah, no, I'd rather do that because then at least I know that it's
I'd rather, well, she could vouch for it. I've done it. Just because the fact that I didn't want them at a party getting high and not having that experience of, oh my God, this is what happened, or getting laced with something, you know.
Yeah,
like, come on, I know a guy, you know, that everybody knows a guy.
Maybe I'll give him some that's laced, so he has such a bad experience. He's like, I'm never fucking with that shit again.
Well, I wouldn't want to do that. No, but they know now that they have a whole bunch of sweets around when they do it.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's.
It's all it did was make them hungry.
That's the good thing. Laugh a lot. That's the good thing about it is that it's such a non-confrontational kind of experience, you know. But where we're drinking, it's like when I was in high school, it was like people would get drunk at parties and there was always fights. Like always fist fights, man. There's so many fist fights and people getting really hurt. And now because of alcohol, you know. But now, you know, they just sit around and smoke fucking pot and eat Twinkies and shit. So I mean, pick your battles, I guess.
I can't drink Natty Ice because it makes me fight.
I can't drink. There's a lot of things I can't drink because it makes me fucking fighty.
My kids don't want to do it anymore. That's the funniest thing is that when you sit there and allow your kids to do it, I think it makes it uncool to them anymore.
Yeah,
kind of takes away the danger factor.
The factor because they want to,
Yeah, they don't want it to be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. It's 8:30, so we've been on here for an hour and a half. I want to quit before we have more crashes. God, I knew that was gonna fucking happen.
I gotta go to bed anyways.
All right.
It's 11:30 here.
I love it because it's only 8:30 here. Love it.
Yeah.
California. Gotta love it. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining us. I'm sorry about the crash. We lost like half the fucking audience during that crash. But thanks for everybody who stuck around. If stuff like that happens, just know we will come back on. So, and yeah, we're gonna do the coil competition next week. In case anybody didn't, not a competition. Okay, everybody wins here. It's a showcase. So it's going to be whatever your all-day vape build is. Just send us a picture of that. And I want to say thank you to Yeti for joining us tonight. We missed you the last couple of weeks. If you guys don't know, you can head on over to www.yetiwire.com to get yourself some really great artisanal coils from my man Yeti. They're art. They're functional art. And yeah, head on over to Nikki B's YouTube channel. Is it just Nikki B? Vaping with Nikki B?
Vaping with Nikki B. All one word. Nikki B.
All one word. Excellent.
And if you can't find it, just Google me. You'll find it.
You will find her. And yeah, all of us have Instagram pages. Paul, what's your Instagram?
#781_VGV.
Vape Girl Dixons.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so hit them up. Hit them up on Instagram. Hit up Yeti on Instagram. Get some good stuff there. Nikki B on Instagram. All of us are on Instagram.
And you can go over to esigbarn.com, use coupon code BARNBRIGADE for 15% off anything on the site.
Yep. Okay.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
If people are looking for the Angora rabbit, it's going to be available on Cafe Innervape. He's actually tracking it by UPS right now. So guess what? It will be available on Cafe Innervape.
Excellent. I saw that. You were going to put it on there.
This shit is awesome.
Yeti fucking loves it. That's something we got to talk about next week. Is that Yeti made a bold claim that I want to fucking argue about. We'll do it next week. Yeti said it was better than cotton bacon, which is fucking madness.
I can't believe it either. I still stand by it.
I like the stability because cotton bacon breaks down a little.
You're right.
bit.
It does. The new cotton bacon especially. The new cotton bacon especially is very, very thin. Like the strands themselves are just very, very thin. They've cleaned it almost too much, and it still has great flavor. But like we talk about in the Angora Rabbit review, is that Josh has been using cotton bacon and pulling out the wicks, and they're separated. Like there's just two pieces of wick, and the middle piece is disintegrated. Now that's a big problem, and that's a problem you won't have with Angora Rabbit. It fucking holds up, man. It holds up.
I have been putting that Native Wicks Platinum blend through its paces alongside the Angora Rabbit, and they are 100% matching up perfectly so far. So I might have a third argument in there.
Okay.
Woo.
Okay.
Battle of the Cottons.
Battle of the motherfucking Cottons. Okay, so Ren, I'll talk about it in our review of the device for sure. What's the trouble with the 160? But also, I will send you some messages. I'll email you or Facebook you and tell you what my issues have been. I don't really want to say it in public yet, because I want to keep testing it before I make any real serious decisions. But I'll just say that that I've had some issues with batteries. Only certain batteries have been really stable in here, and it also seems to be draining the batteries at different rates depending on what cells I'm using. So that's a combination of the device and the batteries. But I want to use it some more to really, really figure it out. Because right now it's working fine. It's draining at the same rate. But I'm using batteries I normally don't use. These blue fucking LGs or whatever they are. The blue. They're not LG. Whatever. These blue ones. Samsung's 25 hours. That's what they are. And these ones.
I've seen a blue 25 hours.
The original blues.
Yeah, the original blue ones. Yeah, these are old batteries, but they're the ones that I have found that work the best in this device. And see, that shouldn't be an issue at all. No, it should be every battery you put in there should be the same. So
I missed the original 25R blue, and I couldn't find baby blue wraps. So guess what? I smurfed the fuck out of the 25 R5s.
There you go.
I turned them silver.
There you go.
Gray.
Yeah.
All my 25Rs are gray.
You gotta definitely rewrap your batteries, folks. It's really important. If you see any kind of little splits in your battery wraps, man, just don't even fuck around. I hesitated for a long time because I thought it was going to be.
But
I have hella red ones too.
I did into every single one of my batteries.
I went through and did all mine too. When I realized how easy it was, like I thought it was going to be like a pain in the ass. It turns out it's really, really easy. If you have a blow dryer or a heat gun, or even a big lighter.
I use the lighter. I use the best.
I like my lighter the best. I even have a heat gun for crafts that does, but it just heats up the battery too much. Yeah, I don't like it.
You got yourself a Sub-Zero X, Yeti?
Another one.
Oh, hell yeah. It's the best mod I've ever used. I still stand by that. This fucking is the best mech mod I have personally used. I love this fucking mech.
I'm still standing by my broadside.
The stainless steel one, I want to get one of those. I want to get a stainless steel Sub-Zero so bad. The other Admirals are dope. So here's, I'm going to end the show with this, okay? I'll let everybody, if anybody has anything to pimp left, I will let them say that. But I'm just going to say, this is my opinion. Every new device on the market that's coming out that's not already out and not already designed, they really need to consider using this 2700 cell battery.
Yes.
I have been so fucking impressed with this cell. Going back to 18650s is like a fucking joke now. This battery lasts twice as long. It fucking has twice the amp limit. It's just a great fucking battery, man.
The 2700s are definitely the future if we can
I think so.
Get past where we are right now.
I agree. I totally agree.
Okay. So yeah, make sure you join us next week. Stay tuned. This week we got a bunch of really interesting reviews coming up. We got the Angry Rabbit review coming up. Got reviews for all kinds of shit. Just stay tuned. Lots of really interesting juices and Blue Banshee, all kinds of shit. So stay tuned for that. And check out VapingSwag.com. He gave me this really, really great shirt. Vaping saved my life. This shirt is amazing. 15 bucks. I think it's a great fucking deal. So
go check out those lemonades.
Yeah, check out the lemonades for sure.
They're fucking awesome.
I think we pimp Swag more than he pimps himself.
Well, he deserves it, man.
I definitely deserve it.
He's really starting to get the recognition he deserves. He's a hardworking guy, and that shop is just dope. It has all the cool shit that you want. And he's got some really, really quality juices. So check him out. Or liquids, not juices.
Yep.
So check him out. All right, and good night, everybody, and thanks for joining us.
Bye.